Few names in American history evoke as much fear and revulsion as Charles Manson. The leader of the infamous Manson family cult, Manson orchestrated a series of brutal murders that shocked the nation and left an indelible mark on the 1960s counterculture. This video delves into the chilling life and crimes of Charles Manson, exploring the twisted mind behind the madness and the horrifying legacy he left behind. Charles Manson was born on November 12, 1934, in Cincinnati, Ohio. His early life was marked by instability and neglect. His mother, Kathleen Maddox, was a teenage runaway with a history of criminal behavior. Manson spent much of his childhood in and out of reform schools and juvenile detention centers. By the time he reached adulthood, he had already accumulated a lengthy criminal record, including charges of theft, assault, and fraud. Manson's time in prison exposed him to various influences, including the teachings of Scientology and the writings of Dale Carnegie. He also developed a fascination with music, particularly the Beatles, whose songs he believed contained hidden messages meant for him. Upon his release from prison in 1967, Manson moved to San Francisco, where he began to attract a group of devoted followers. His charisma and manipulative skills allowed him to gather a group of young, impressionable followers, mostly women, who became known as the Manson Family. The group settled on the Spahn Ranch, a dilapidated former movie set in the California desert. Manson preached a bizarre mix of apocalyptic prophecy, racial hatred, and free love, convincing his followers that he was the reincarnation of Jesus Christ and that they were destined to survive an impending race war. It was a warm evening in Los Angeles when Charles Tex Watson, one of Charles Manson's most devoted followers, gathered with three other members of the Manson family: Susan Atkins, Patricia Krenwinkel, and Linda Kasabian. Their mission, given to them by Manson himself, was to infiltrate the home of Roman Polansky and Sharon Tate and murder everyone inside. The house, located at 150 Cielo Drive, was a secluded estate in the hills, surrounded by darkness and silence. The family members, high on drugs and fueled by Manson's apocalyptic visions, arrived at the property around midnight. As they crept toward the house, they encountered a man who also lived in the estate. And after shooting him 3 times, they then moved on to their main mission. They murdered all 4 people, including Roman, Sharon, and a woman named Abigail Folger, who was horrifyingly stabbed 28 times. The events of the night were terrifying and seemingly without reason, and yet the darkness does not stop there. The following night, Charles Manson would raid another house, him and his gang looking for their next victims. The murder spree they went on would cement their reputation in cult history. Imagine being a young, impressionable individual in the late 1960s, a time of social upheaval and countercultural movements. You find yourself in San Francisco, a city teeming with free spirits and seekers of truth. Amidst the chaos and excitement, you encounter a man named Charles Manson. At first glance, he seems unremarkable, small in stature, with piercing eyes and a wild mane of hair. But as he begins to speak, you are drawn in by his magnetic presence. Manson's voice is soothing, almost hypnotic. He speaks of love, freedom, and a new way of living. He tells you that society is corrupt, that the establishment is the enemy, and that he has the answers to life's deepest questions. His words resonate with you, filling a void you didn't even know existed. You feel an instant connection, as if he understands you in a way no one else ever has. As you spend more time with Manson, you become part of his family, a group of like-minded individuals who share his vision. The family lives communally, free from the constraints of conventional society. Manson's charisma is undeniable. He exudes confidence and authority, and his followers hang on his every word. He preaches a strange mix of xenophobia and love, convincing you that he is the reincarnation of Jesus Christ and that you are part of a divine mission. And so, the twisted legacy of Charles Manson endures, a dark stain on the fabric of American history. The echoes of his malevolent influence still reverberate, a chilling reminder of how easily the human mind can be manipulated and corrupted. The Manson family's brutal acts of violence left an indelible mark, their shadows lingering long after the final verdicts were delivered. Even now, as the years pass, the specter of Manson's madness haunts the collective memory, a grim testament to the depths of human depravity. Beware, for the seeds of such darkness can take root in the most unsuspecting places, waiting to unleash their terror once more.